I'm Doris Colgate, founder of the National Women's Sailing Association. With the sponsorship of BoatUS, the Leadership in Women's Sailing Award was established. I applaud all the incredible women who work behind the scenes of NWSA to engage women in sailing, and all the Leadership in Women's Sailing honorees who continue to make their mark in encouraging more women to get into the sailing lifestyle and lead the rewarding life that we all so enjoy.
The Leadership in Women's Sailing Award, co-sponsored by NWSA and BoatUS, the nation's largest organization of recreational boaters, is given to honor an individual who has a record of achievement in inspiring, educating, and enriching the lives of women through sailing.
Hi, I'm Heather Lougheed, Vice President of BoatUS. I'm here today to congratulate Kathy Sinnett of Daytona Beach, Florida, in recognition of her long service to furthering women's sailing. It is a pleasure to name Sinnett as the 2025 BoatUS and National Women's Sailing Association Leadership in Women's Sailing honoree. Congratulations, Kathy.
Having more on-the-water experience than the other women on the boat, Kathy shared her knowledge and honed her leadership skills in Alaska's wet, cold, and challenging environment. From that point forward, Kathy created opportunities for other women and connections sailing on dinghies, keelboats, and offshore.
Hi, I'm Ann Kolker, the 2023 Leadership in Women's Sailing Award recipient. In the lower 48, Kathy Sinnett raced on an offshore team from Stonington, Connecticut for a dozen years. Thanks to a supportive skipper-owner, the crew consisted of enough women to designate a female quarter berth. We enjoyed racing together. Kathy raced and made return deliveries for the team for Newport, Bermuda, Marion, Bermuda, Marblehead to Halifax, and the lobster run to Booth Bay Harbor from Stonington, Connecticut. I was honored to put Kathy forward for this award, and I'm thrilled that she won. Congratulations, Kathy.
Hi, I'm Chris Sinnett, Kathy's husband. In 2012, Kathy created the Ideal Women, a one-design sailing program for women sailors of ideal 18s at the Stonington Harbor Yacht Club, SHYC, in Stonington, Connecticut. Still vital today, that program develops competent and confident women sailors and racers on New England waters. The Ideal Women weekly programming includes social sailing, race practices, the annual SHYC and Essex Yacht Club's Women's Challenge Regattas, support of the local Special Olympics sailing team, and the Connecticut State Special Olympics Regatta. Kathy also served as a board member, a governor on the SHYC board. Dear, I'm proud of you. I couldn't be happier. This is well-deserved, and congratulations.
Hi, I'm Helen Garton. I'm the Rear Commodore of Stonington Harbor Yacht Club, and this is my husband, Michael Wiseman, former Commodore.
Helen and I have sailed extensively with the Sinnetts, and we are delighted to participate in honoring our shipmate.
At Stonington Harbor Yacht Club, Kathy initiated the Ideal Women's Sailing Program, which allowed women of all ages to hone their sailing skills and become much more comfortable on the water. This program remains the most popular program at Stonington Harbor Yacht Club, and we even have an ideal named after Kathy.
And 11 years later, the Stonington Harbor men are finally trying to form their own ideal program to follow in the women's footsteps, although at this point we're not quite as successful as they've been. The Sinnetts received in 2019, before they abandoned us for Florida, the Tucker and Sandy Bragdon Trophy for substantial contributions to SHYC sailing.
And in 2020, Kathy received the George Shuck Award for her leadership at the club.
Congratulations, Kathy.
Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Regisi. Kathy Sinnett relocated to the Daytona Beach area in 2021. Her leadership with the Halifax Sailing Association is truly inspiring. She is one of the founding members of Windward Women. It's a group of women who came together to improve their sailing skills and also to build community awareness with sailing so we can have some fun as well. Kathy was also very instrumental in creating the Pink Ribbon Regatta. It raises money for a local cancer hospital and also for post-mastectomy patients with a local program called Heartstrings. Going forward, Kathy has some great ideas and vision for the future of the Windward Women's Group. She wants to involve the Girl Scouts of America, wants to inspire young girls to sail, also help them with valuable skills like teamwork, leadership, and confidence through sailing. I'm so proud to be associated with Kathy and the vision that she has for Windward Women. From the bottom of my heart, Kathy, thank you for all you do and a big congratulations.
Hi, I'm Lynn Randall. I'm a past president of the Florida Women's Sailing Association and sail with the Dinghy Dames in Tampa, Florida. In the spring of 2023, she organized an area-wide sailing and networking presentation to bring female sailors together to learn about the Florida Women's Sailing Association. As a result, Windward Women and the Sailing Sisters of St. Augustine joined the Florida Women's Sailing Association, adding sailing opportunities for women on the east coast of Florida. Sinnett joined FWSA's Membership and Recruitment Committee.
Hi, my name is Dewey Bielich. I've worked with Kathy Sinnett at the Halifax Sailing Association in Daytona Beach, Florida. Kathy has continually exhibited leadership in women's sailing groups, previously to her actions as a member of the Board of Governors at the Stonington Harbor Yacht Club in Connecticut, followed by her activities at Halifax Sailing Association in Daytona Beach. There, she led the establishment of the HSA Windward Women's Group. She served as a member of the HSA Board of Directors and as their Vice Commodore for events. Her ongoing activities include serving as an active member at regattas for the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University sailing team and also for the Halifax area youth sailing team. Congratulations, Kathy.
Hi, I'm Debbie Grimm, president of the National Women's Sailing Association. Kathy Sinnett has an impressive history of spearheading women's sailing organizations. She has combined her skills, knowledge, and leadership to promote opportunities for women of all ages. She serves as a role model for leadership. BoatUS and the National Women's Sailing Association Board of Directors are proud to present Kathy Sinnett as the 2025 Leadership in Women's Sailing Awardee. Congratulations.
Kathy, please come forward and receive your award. But I want to thank the National Women's Sailing Association, BoatUS, and the esteemed women who came before me for this award. So what is it about sailing, and specifically women's sailing, which is so important to all of us? Well, personally, sailing for me is my reset button. It's a lifestyle, and it's a way that I can connect, I guess, with myself, with nature, but meet amazing other women and have adventures. And these women are all of you, and the ones who couldn't make it. You are willing to challenge yourselves, willing to battle Mother Nature, willing to learn something new and be humbled, and willing to extend your hand to the woman next to you. In the seagoing tradition, the concept of a shipmate, or the person next to you, is the person which you hold with mutual respect, trust, and a sense of responsibility. This creates a sense of unity and teamwork, which on the sea could mean the difference between life and death. Though I have raced one-design boats and cruised and raced offshore throughout my life, I'm not an around-the-world sailor. I haven't won big things. I'm not leading large organizations. However, I can tell you I'm standing up here because I've found a successful formula for starting women's sailing programs wherever I've lived. And the acronym that captures this formula or this strategy is WIN. W-I-N. So I'm going to give you some examples for each one of these things. So W stands for welcome. Welcome everyone. Make sure they feel comfortable and included. I see this as critical, probably because I was a Coast Guard spouse for many, many years and had to move around a lot, fortunately by the water all the time, and starting a new job as a nurse practitioner wherever I went. But everybody wants to feel welcomed, have something to contribute, and to be part of a team, right? No matter what you're doing, and that could be on a boat. Welcome sailors by sending out consistent and clear messages. Communication is the key, that's the number one thing. And it doesn't even matter if they can come or not, they just want to know what's going on, because if somebody gets missed, they feel left out, and that's where negative things can happen. Find a consistent time to gather. Could be a Tuesday morning, it could be a Wednesday night, it could be a Saturday, or a Thursday afternoon, and it might be on club-owned boats or privately owned boats. That's up to whatever your situation is. And work with your local club leadership to make sure that you have the support you need, that you have a powerboat available to you, you've got life jackets if you need them. You need all those things. And in our case, we had been offered a Monday night to use the boats, but the club was closed on Monday nights. So I said, well, where are we gonna go to the bathroom and get a glass of wine? So make sure you work with your leadership. So we went to Thursday nights, fine. And then I stands for involve. So we have welcome and involve. Find a core group of experienced sailors. They might be certified instructors or not, and I also chose not to be a certified instructor because I didn't want to have that pressure on me on my schedule. So I coach. The new sailors will learn by osmosis. You just have to get out on the water and be consistent. And find coaches and safety boat crews and local resources to create the environment of safety and fun. And make up a group name. We are the not wayward women, we are the windward women in Daytona Beach. I've got two of my windward women here with me too. Get team shirts, you need that swag. And you can feel the camaraderie and show that team spirit with your shipmates. Wear your pearls. Some of the women up north will do that when they race, we learned. Give out goofy awards. One time I was given a sports bra for all my support. So N stands for nurture. So you got welcome, involve, and nurture. Each one brings unique skills and experiences to your group, and sharing those skills and strengths, it just makes a better group. You could, it's on your desert island, empty out your pockets. What do you have? You have a bottle of water, you have a pocket knife, you have a lighter, those sorts of things. And only expect people to give what they want to give. It's for fun. You don't have to do it. Future leaders. I might start a group, but I want to make sure it gets passed on. It needs to be sustainable. And today, I have passed the baton to Kathy, another Kathy here, Kathy Porter from Daytona, who is working with me together to keep growing the group. You need new people for new ideas, and you want to grow the next person, because you're not always going to be around. I will, though, don't worry. And then look for other groups that are doing what you're doing and have the same sort of goals. They might do it a little differently, but in Stonington, Connecticut, we actually joined the Women on the Water of Long Island Sound. We just call them WOW. But we were able to start going back and forth and racing in different places. You might have seen one of the pictures down at the other end of the sound. And then here, the Windward Women in Daytona Beach joined with the Florida Women's Sailing Association after we had a nice networking event. We said, boy, this is worth it. We've had some great Zoom education. We come over to visit. We have a host here that we're staying with. Thank you, Lynn. And it's really important to feel those connections, and I think that's why we're all here and appreciating this conference. And then nurture the group. Bring your skills together and give opportunities to others. You want to have some community involvement. We did the charity regatta. We're also doing educational things, and we're also working on our environmental stewardship, which is, I think, something we can all take to heart. But this also raises visibility for our group and for women's sailing and the sport. So now we have all three. We have W-I-N, so spells win, okay? So this strategy creates opportunities to empower women in your area. That's what we're looking for. And this strategy has worked. And perhaps some of these ideas have resonated with you. But I believe we can continue this conversation at the local, regional, and national and international level. So, and in the words of Nobel Prize winner Desmond Tutu, do your little bit of good where you are. It is these little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Right? So let's overwhelm everybody. And as a final thought, if you want more inspiration for the formula of W-I-N, or win, we could have had an E on the end of it, and that spells wine. So, cheers to you all.